Welcome back to A Toda Madre. It's your boy Rawless, and I got my homie Scorpio, Angel. Go ahead and say what's up, guys.
Was good, was good.
What's up?
Bro, I'm
First,
like the craziest shade of white right now. I'm like glowing.
what was that? Oh, it's the lighting on the background. It makes your face look like beautiful and swell, not swell, perdón. What was I gonna say? Like suavecito.
Like güerita.
Ándale. First and foremost, happy late Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a good dinner. And I know a specific Scorpio. Like I know what happened. If you didn't get to celebrate it, I completely understand. But other than that, Angel, did you eat some turkey? Cause I don't know, man. You kind of
Bro,
look like no turkey.
I didn't gain no weight off of Thanksgiving. I don't know what the hell I gained weight off of, bro. Look,
Oh,
look, look. Let me tell you what we got for Thanksgiving. They had ham, all right? I see the ham. I'm like, okay, Thanksgiving going. They got the ham. And then they come out and they give us tamales. And then they have mashed potatoes, right? And I pour up mashed potatoes. This already fucked up. I went there. I went there lit, a little lit. So I get there and at first I put champurrado on my fucking mashed potatoes. Because I thought it was gravy, bro. And everybody started laughing at me. And then I asked, I'm like, where's the gravy? I'm like, oh, we don't got no gravy. No gravy for the mashed potatoes on motherfucking Thanksgiving, bro. I should have flipped the table right there, bro. And they have no mac and cheese. No mac and cheese.
Wow.
Not even no sorry macaroni salad, bro. No mac at all, bro. So I ain't gonna lie, I gained weight because the next day I was like, bro, that was a bummer. I just ordered hella food the next day.
now that sucks. I'm gonna say this: to have mashed potatoes on the table with no gravy, it's a crime waiting to happen. You know, like what the fuck are you guys thinking? The macaroni, I can pass. I can pass the macaroni. I'm not a big macaroni guy, but gravy, no gravy on mashed potatoes, no mames.
That's like a Latina with no ass and tits, man.
Ándale. Talking about Latinas or Latinos in this case, we got the fight. Before we get to the fight, the Pitbull Cruz contra Roach.
Farmer.
Yeah, let's talk about Janibek failing the PD test. What do you guys think of that? Like, do you guys think it's he actually did cheat? Did he?
He been cheating. Because when is he fought? This is the first time he's fought at a big stage, PBC, big stage. But not no over the seas testing, not know all this stuff, not know.
Well, he's fought on Top Rank.
Because I can tell, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he's actually main evented Top Rank ESPN for 5 years.
Well, but it's overseas countries.
No,
overseas. Yeah,
it was in the U.S. since 2018. Since 2018, he's been fighting in the U.S.
He's been fighting in the U.S.
Yes, you can check it out. I've been following his career because they called him Baby Triple G or Little G.
Yeah, but have they been testing him like I'm saying it's like the big mainstream testing, like this.
When you're a champion,
he's not fighting.
Go ahead.
All right, no, what I was just saying is maybe because the magnitudes of the fights, like they just like weren't having that kind of testing. But like us PBC, this is a championship. This is a big name, big thing. Actual testing, I think he actually popped for him because there's some serious testing for him.
There's ¿cómo te puedo decir? I know that there's been testing on his fights because when you become a champion, there's more testing going on. He always posted on his Twitter that every time he would pass the test, he would always, I pass the test, blah, blah, siempre, every single fucking year. And even when he did his first test, he said that he passed the test. And then the second test is the one that failed him. I'll say this, PBC can be suspicious at times. There was a guy, Alberto Puello, when he was a champion, that he was gonna fight Rolly Romero. Rolly was not and then he popped all of a sudden, like within a week or two, and then they got fucking my abuelito, what's his name, Buñuelos or fucking what was his name, Scorpio? The abuelito guy?
The one that got knocked out in Japan?
No, yes. That motherfucker.
They folded that motherfucker, bro.
I forgot his fucking name.
I thought it was like the next Triple G, Bernard Hopkins, 42-year-old ass career. No, he knocked out that one prospect in 13 seconds.
That motherfucker was not 40, bro. If I'm 35, I'm closer to 40. That fucker was probably on his fucking 50s.
No fucking age. He aged like a grape. He aged like a grapevine in the sun.
What about you, Scorpio? You're too quiet. Do you think PBC had something to do, or do you think he actually tested positive? Like it's an actual thing?
I mean, it's hard to say because he has been a clean fighter and he's been like a stand-up person overall. His character, he's never been too much of a bad guy or so suspicious or
All
anything.
right,
He's never
but
showed anything too crazy too.
some people, what if he's just been deloading his cycles and this is the one time it just fucks up and he doesn't deload it at time? He's just been doing this shit his whole career.
I'm gonna put it this way. In my opinion, because I've been watching boxing probably as old as you guys. Desde que pinche Trinidad, not Trinidad, de la Olla pa Vargas since back in the day. I would say this. El cómo se llama, for me, everyone's on drugs. They're just using the bad drug to cycle off and they get caught.
Yeah.
Or they didn't have enough time to cycle off. That's why I believe Ryan Garcia was on it and he couldn't finish the cycle. That's why he got that percentage so low because he couldn't wash it off the system. That's why I always say, I'm like, especially for the Floyd Mayweather fans that shit on Pac-Man that he was always on drugs, on PEDs. I'm like, well, technically, you can use IV fluids to wash the PED. And guess who was caught using IV fluids all the time? Floyd Mayweather. So for me, you were also on pets. So that's why for me, if Canelo was on pets, if fucking Jarrell Miller was saying that he was using PEDs to grow his dick hard,
There's
now
this one
Johnny
thing
Beck,
for PEDs and said he was doing it so he could like be able to have kids.
yeah.
Wasn't that Playa? I think that was Playa.
No, that was Jarrell Miller, big baby Jarrell. También, I remember Luis Ortiz said that he was taking PEDs because of his asthma. So there's a lot of excuses for a lot of stuff. So I'm like,
okay. PEDs though, y'all seen that Matias? They said he had no bad ruling in there.
También. Like, so you make contra me. I'm like that. You were watching the system and you watched enough where you wouldn't get dinged. Like that. That's how I see it. And if the big guys can do it, the smaller people with not enough money will also fucking do it.
Yeah, and then maybe not as clean.
Cuando la drug que agarró este Janibek is basically for endurance and for weight loss.
Yeah, and that makes sense because he's a big motherfucker. 160 at 6 foot, he has to cut at least like 30 pounds.
And because I've been following Johnny Bitch's career, I would say this. What is one thing that he always fucking struggled with? Making fucking weight. So in a way, that PED makes fucking a lot of sense.
I'd say, yeah, I don't know. Just the way it's like, it's worse too because like it's always like the big punches that come up for PED.
So, like, yeah, and that's what sucks.
Their skill level and
yeah. It sucks for Janibek because he's been wanting a big fight, and finally that he's gonna get a kind of a big fight with Lara, a unification match, 3 belts. This motherfucker tests positive. If it is true or not, we have to wait till the samples come back. But it just sucks because I'm like, I've been rooting for this guy to get a big fight, and when he finally gets it, when I knew he was gonna beat the shit out of Lara, he tests positive, and now we're not gonna get that fight. We're gonna get what's the fucking thing? I don't know. They're gonna get like
I'm Gonzalez, whatever the fuck it's called. But I I follow that dude because I've been to like their gym to spar. He's good. Just the thing about him is like I knew, bro. I thought it would be him getting the shot, but I knew 100% because like all he does 24/7 is post like, nigga, I'm ready for a fight, ready for a fight, ready for a fight. This weight, bro. He said I'll fight 147, 154, 160. That like. You gotta respect the hustle for him to get the fight there, because I've been watching him post every day, like, oh, I'm ready for a fight, 147, 154, 160, whatever, and he's decent, but Lara's gonna knock his ass out.
Yeah. Like for him to say I'm ready for 147, 54, and 60, that means that this fool is probably weighing around the 154-ish.
Yeah, 160. I think 160.
Yeah, because he would have to drop those 12 pounds if he's a late replacement. At this case, 160, he is the late replacement for Janibek. And that's what makes this fight interesting. This replacement, y es donde digo que PBC had done something, because when have you ever heard that the co-main event has late replacements?
Yeah, no. And then it was so fast. It was like, because that dude, that they've been doing him bad. They've been giving him like bad scorecards and shit. And like he's like been winning his fights. Like I think he fought, I forgot who, Jarrett Hurd. He fought Jarrett last, and they gave him a really bad scorecard on that. So I think
I think he did win though, right? He did win.
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to get an in-house champion, no matter what happens there. I don't think they want to lose the belt to Janibek.
And that's where the conspiracy of the PBC comes in, right? They don't want that belt to leave the PBC organization. But then you look at fucking Lara, I'm like, you're not really fighting except for one fucking time a year. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, you know?
Last time I remember, like, when the fuck was the last time we fought? Michael Zarafa? That shit was like 2 years ago.
Was it Sarafa? No, really?
Zarafa, I don't know what else it could.
I think he had one fight late last year or early this year. I'm not sure though, but the point is that he's not fighting enough for me to care about him. So I'm like, let go of the belt. Yeah, let go of the belt. And that's my other topic today, the letting go of the belt, Bud getting stripped. Scorpio, tell me honestly how you feel about Bud getting stripped and all the fucking rant that Crawford said and what fucking Mauricio said. And do you agree with the strip or do you not agree with the strip?
I agree with the strip. I mean, on it, like, at the end of the day, these sanctioning bodies have been here forever, and they've always charged every champion. And so it's the way the fighters keep the councils running, you know? And so it's the same way we pay taxes to the state, to the country, to keep it running, supposedly. You know? So it's kind of like that. I agree with it. If he doesn't want to pay, strip him. I think even partially it could be stat padding. I would imagine I could see him fighting somebody for the WBC and then becoming 3-division, 2-time undisputed at 168. Same kind of what Uzyk's doing, where he dropped the belt for really no reason. Then it would make sense on the stat padding because he just doesn't want to pay that if he's gonna get another fight anyways. Save the money, make the money from the fight, and then if you want to pay it.
Yeah, está como Miguel Cotto. Cuando Miguel Cotto peleó contra Canelo, él no pagó. He didn't pay the fee for the WBC. So technically it was only Canelo fighting for a vacant title, even though it was Cotto who was a champion, the 160 champion at that time, WBC as well. So when he was coming in, literally the last 3 days before the fight, or I think in the night of the fight, he didn't pay the fees. So technically the fight became vacant, and because Suleiman did not want to leave that fight without a belt, they told Canelo, well, you're the only one who's going to fight for a vacant title. So when Canelo won that belt, he technically did not beat the champion. He won an email championship on a technicality of how people see it. Pero en realidad, I'm like, Cotto was a champion. He just didn't want to pay the fee.
Isn't that what happened with, like, Teofimo getting his undisputed messed up too? Or was that another thing with the belt?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, like, that was when
when Teofimo called himself like, oh, supposedly undisputed at 135, but like because of a technicality, it didn't happen. Like, what was the technicality?
Okay. Scorpio, do you know the story good? Because I know it pretty good.
It's the WBC. They quote unquote upgraded Loma's WBC belt to a franchise series belt, so it wasn't the real WBC belt at 135. And so they fucked Loma out of a belt, and then that's how Haney became the email WBC champion at 135. And so,
so technically, even if Loma would have beaten Teofimo, he wouldn't have been undisputed until he had fought Haney.
Yeah, they completely fucked over both Loma and Lopez and gave the belt to Haney.
And this is the reason why I'm not sure if Haney would have stepped aside for him to fight Loma, for fucking Lomachenko to fight ¿cómo se llama este Teofimo? But the thing is that because I'm not sure if they had mandated the fight, but Top Rank did not want to work with Eddie Hearn and DAZN. So lo que hizo este güey, Top Rank requested the franchise WBC belt without ever telling Lomachenko's team. Or they probably told the manager, Climax, and he didn't care about it. He's like, go for it. And they kind of informed Lomachenko that he was still technically a champion, even though it's not it's a designation. You're not the champion. You're just representing the WBC. That's how they kind of expressed it. And that's the reason why Teofimo, or well, in this case, just Teofimo, was not a undisputed champion.
Yeah, that shit sucks. Honestly, all that bullshit with like any of that really, I don't think is needed. You know, because it
Yeah.
strips them of really something great, you know. Because
See,
imagine if you could call Teal an actual undisputed 135-pound champion, you
and
know.
it's technically on technical terms, even though he picked up a vacant, he is undisputed because he picked up the vacant. Where I have a thing is, I won't call you an email champion if you fight another, like if you fight number two, like Parker versus Fraser Clark that just happened.
Mhm.
I was like, even though it wasn't for the belt, that was literally number one for WBO and number two for WBO. So as soon as this fool dropped it and he becomes a champion, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, because he technically they both fought for a vacant instead of here you go,
Yeah.
Parker, here's the belt because you're number one. No, make
Yeah.
those fuckers fight. Make those fuckers fight. That's the way I would stop calling them an email champion if it's a vacant title. But if it's just like here, Haney, you're a champion now. That's an email champion to me.
Yeah.
Another case would be like the Benavides with Bivol. That Bivol didn't want to get into the purse bid. They're like, here you go, Benavides. Here's the belt. Instead of
Yeah.
making Benavides and Kalen Smith fight for the belt.
I would have loved to see that fight. Honestly, that's, I mean, one of the best fights at 175. I think.
I don't even know if Benavides beats Zurdo. I don't think we're gonna get Benavides at 175 anymore.
I don't think he beats
No,
Zurdo.
we're gonna
I think
get
he gets knocked out. I genuinely think that he gets
No,
knocked.
Zurdo lost all his power at cruiserweight. That's why he became
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was cooking earlier, and I just like I don't know why I saw like a little vision of like Zerto hit him like a little pop shot, and like it knocks him down. I don't know. Zerto isn't really that kind of like destroyer anymore. He's like a technician now that he's like.
Yes, he. That's why I call him Zurdochenko because the way that he's using his feet now is like he's a big ass, slow ass Bam Rodriguez without the power. Bam, the way that he works his angles and all that, you can kind of see that on Zurdo, and that's why when I'm like when people, especially in that group chat, when they start talking shit on Zurdo, I'm like, you guys talk about skill for skill, right? Pound for pound. I'm like, what Zurdo became after being a basic pressure fighter and becoming a boxer puncher while using angles and turning and all that, that's skill. That's fucking skill.
But that's what I'm saying. I think honestly, with his angles, even though he is slow, he doesn't have the best power. I think with the angles and overwhelming Benavides, he's gonna do what Benavides does to everybody else that's smaller than him. The same way Benavides doesn't really have power and just overwhelms with fucking 30 punches, Zurdo's gonna eventually just lay into him. And I think it would probably come in the later rounds. And I think Benavides isn't gonna be as active because it's a higher weight. I think it's going to slow him down. I think it's going to change his fighting style. And I think it's going to make him a standstill target because Benavides does not have feet.
I'll say this. This is going to be a great conversation in May when we have it. Because I'm right now, after what I saw from Benavides, that he kind of looks fast now, like faster. And I'm like, in that cruiserweight, he's going to have his stamina. I got to see Zurdo on January to see how he looks. Because if he looks slow, like he did against Dorticos, I'm like, I'm not as confident for Zurdo as I was last year when I saw him finally move up and beat CBS and beat Golamarian for the belts. I'm not as confident, I'll say that.
Just picture how fat Benavides is going to look at 185.
Stay away.
I'm just saying that right now. It's probably going to be looking like I'm fat. Look, because like I was 68, I was just noticing it because I'm playing back his fights to watch film, right? 68. He looks skinny. First fight, 78, skinny, fat. He's filling in a little more. He looks big now. As 68, he looks skinny. The motherfucker gonna look like the Morel weigh-in photos at the fucking cruiserweight.
Yeah,
that's fucking 200 pounds. But that's what I'm saying. That's gonna be his natural weight. It's gonna be his natural weight, and I think that's where it's gonna be his downfall. I think he's been capitalizing on being the bigger guy, which he should. It's the proper thing to do when you can.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to run into the issue of, oh shit, this guy is not one of these little guys where I can just push around and bully.
And for me, I didn't have the podcast back in the day, but when I saw the Bivol and Zurdo, I honestly felt that Zurdo was already dehydrated. Like he already outgrew the weight, and that's why he looked slow, sluggish, lethargic. Because I feel like he was not him anymore. Because I had never seen him that bad. You can say that Bivol was great, but I had never seen Zurdo that bad in all of his fights. And the way that he just took punches, I'm like, something's wrong with this guy. And then his next fight against Rosado, he misses weight by like 10 pounds, and then he moves up to cruiserweight. I'm like, yes. I'm like, you were already outgrown the weight, so technically you had to move on. That's the cool part about titles getting stripped and all that it opens up the possibilities. If Benavides were to leave and he drops that title, who knows? Maybe the 175 title, we would probably get again fucking Kayla Smith versus Ben Whitaker or some bullshit like that. It opens up the division. Going back to the Bud thing, right? That he left the belt, we might get fucking Christian Mabili contra este pinche Hamza Shiraz. And that's a fucking banger. That's going to be a banger until it lasts.
It should have been the Lester rematch for the belt.
I kind of
like, why is Hamza's second fight at 168 a title fight?
What was that?
Why is Hamza's second fight at 168 a title fight?
Because I see what you're saying.
Berlanga was
not wrong, and Berlanga was gifted a fucking Canelo fight. Then that's what got him the number.
Somehow, some way, Berlanga became number one at WBA. And that's how he was. He was a mandated fight. Somehow. Some way. Make it make sense.
Well, one thing I want to say, though, is that Benavides is going to be slow as shit at cruiserweight. I'm just going to say right now, like, the best thing about kind of being a weight bully is that you got to fucking work out to get that weight off. So you're working extra hard. You're actually working out harder. So I just think he's not gonna be as like fucking at fucking 185 because he's not like not 185, 199, whatever the fuck cruiserweight is. I'm not sure
so I'll ask you this, Dixon. Me and Scorpio, for like the past year that we've known each other, we believe in the weight bully thing. Is that a thing for you that you're an amateur boxer?
I'll say to y'all that it is pretty nice fighting against people who are like 5'9" when I'm 6 foot. It helps. It's fun.
So being a weight bully is a thing.
Weight bully is a thing to an extent. I'd say it does. Like people just say like, oh, he's cutting 30 pounds to make the weight. He's gonna be fucking crazy advantage. But also, you're cutting 30 fucking pounds of your body weight to make the weight. You're gonna be fucking drained. You're gonna be tired. Tired. Like sometimes when the fights that I had in the fights I had in 2024. I was fighting at 165. I found that the one I fought at 155, bro. My body was fucking my body was buzzing. But that was the shortest dude I fought. But yeah, I'm just saying, as much as weight bullying helps, it also could fuck the dude up. It's just a 50-50 weight. Because also, I say it just because like, even if not, like I say if I get when you're cutting that much weight, it's easier to get your chin checked too. I'll say that because like just the way your body feels cutting all that weight. As much as it's an advantage, it could be a disadvantage. It just matters on the day.
That is true. Scorpio, what do you think about weight bullies?
I think it's totally possible. I think a lot of people find that middle in between too much and just the right amount and are able to capitalize on it, like Benavides. I think 168, I think, was amazing for him. Obviously, as he got older, he couldn't make the weight anymore. But he found that middle ground at 168. And look, I mean, you can compare any fight to any fight in 168 from 175, and he looks 10 times better at 168. So I feel like
because he's had what 4 fights at once. Is it 4 or 3 fights at 175? It's Boldick, Morrell, and Yard. So Yard would be the best he's looked since probably the Andrade fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say no.
Huh?
If Benavides got Hot Rod as his first 175 fight, he probably would have got knocked out.
Yeah, he would have. I think he would have knocked him out. Yes.
Because look, if they switched it, I don't see Morrell knocking out a Gosdick, especially the way that he was boxing.
Yeah, I agree to that. I do agree to that. That you're not wrong on that.
It's never who's the better fighter. It's styles make fights. It's never thing about boxing.
Yes, that's when we're talking about styles make fights that we're gonna get this weekend on Saturday, the Pitbull Cruz Lamont Roach fight. When we're talking about styles and all that, before we touch on the main event, there is one in particular that I want to talk about. which is Shocky Foster and fucking Stephen Fulton, who's moving up to his third weight class. He's facing another champion, so this will be his fourth champion that he's faced for Foster's title. Foster's coming from ESPN Top Rank into a PBC territory, which majority of the time PBC always fails against top rank fighters. They always lose majority of the time. Do you think Fulton can win it, or do you think Foster has it on the bag?
I say, for me, this is a tough one, but I'll just say Fulton. I don't know. I just have Fulton edging it just a little bit off of experience and just like Foster. Besides like all the fights with Conceição, he doesn't have like really funny top names and all that. So I'd say he should win on paper. Taller, he's the division up champ. All this. I just think when it comes to depth, just like I was saying with the Devin Haney Brian Norman fight, it was gonna be like the UFC, like the new people in the UFC going up against the vets. Like you'll be good against everybody coming up, but once you hit like an experience level, like you'll hit somebody that can just box like that. Because I'm telling you, you'll run into some person who will box like you never met before. I just think Fulton, he's gonna pull that off. It's just like a little bit of a level there that'll just boost him up. Just give him a little smidge. I say it'll be a smidge of a win, but he'll win.
Okay, like, a smidge of a win. So decision, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be boxer versus boxer. The longer boxer should be win, but I'd say the more experienced one is going to win. I'd say.
All right. And also Fulton has been in more championship fights. The Angelo Leo, Brandon Figueroa again. Fucking, even though he lost Naoya Inoue fight. Y ¿cómo se llama? And now this one again. So this would be his fifth champion title fight in a way. Scorpio, tell me your thoughts on Fulton and Shocky Foster.
Honestly, I got Fulton by decision. I think he would do good. I liked what I saw about the adjustments he made in the second Figueroa fight. I think he did a lot. I think he changed a lot, and I think he really went back to the drawing board and changed, what he needed to.
Yes. And you know what's crazy? Like when he had that first fight at 126 after Naoya knocked him out, and he was dropped by some fucking random guy.
Oh, yeah.
At 126, and Figueroa was looking amazing at 126. I was like, oh, Figueroa's gonna knock him out this time. I'm like, if last time it was a very tight, close, a split decision fight, I'm like, Figueroa's gonna dust him. And then what I saw from Fulton, I'm like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, Fulton is that guy. Like he can adjust and fight better as he learns from it. And that's one of the reasons, just like how Angel said it, the experience, that he has more experience on the ring with better fighters. Well, what's wrong? What's wrong, Dixon?
Nigga, the whole ass, nigga. I don't know if I live in the fucking hood. There's a whole ass just gunshot. Y'all niggas not hear shit.
Bro, I swear, I'm not gonna shit. I thought you were doing a line because you're like this and you're like,
bro, nah. Because look, it took me a second to listen. I'm like, that nigga, because like you wait for the pop and then the firework, right? That was just a fucking pop. That was just a pop, bro. Holy shit, someone probably just got smoked at the park right next to my crib. What the fuck?
I was like, this was busy with 3 lines and shit.
I got that too, but we're not talking about that.
Talking about lines, Scorpio, how many beers are you in
right now? I'm not actually beers in. I'm buzzballs in. I'm about 4 in, and I'm about halfway with my 5th one.
Are they the little ones?
Yeah.
Oh, like what flavor?
It's the berry cherry limeade, the blue one.
The blue one. The berry cherry.
Like, and niggas were selling that for $30 for the little ass ones, bro.
They tax, but you gotta find right now, like where I live, you can get them for cheap now. They don't care anymore. You can get them for the big ones. You can get them for $20. The small ones, you can get like 5 for $20.
Yeah.
That's just pretty cool. Yeah, alcohol prices are dropping.
I finally tried the Jimador mixed drink. They're pretty good.
Yeah,
I like them.
Are you a big mixed drink guy or no?
I am a mixed drink. I drink more. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. Let's say I'm watching a fight,
Yeah.
And I'm with the friends. Like, let's say it's all of us right now. Even if we're on stream and we're watching the fight together, I'll be drinking beer. Pero una carne asada, I'll be drinking beer. But if it's a party, I'm a mixed drink guy.
Mm.
Like, I don't like drinking beers at parties. I like drinking mixed drinks.
That's
At
fair.
the when I go dance with my wife, I drink beer. I actually do drink beer because las margaritas están más caras en el club.
I'll tell
Mm.
you this: vodka, wine, whatever the fuck it is, fucking buzz balls, anything, whatever gets me lit, gets me lit. It doesn't get me lit.
You're in that stage right now. It's because you're in that stage of learning what you like.
I don't know what to like. I just do what the fuck I can get because I'm not.
No, and that's fair because you'll stop at a certain age where you're like, okay, this is what I want, and then it changes afterwards. Like before, I've tried all beers of all kind, and then finally, when I made my decision, I'm like Pacifico, and now that I'm older, it's Pacifico and Carta Blanca. Pa Carta Blanca, Kawama, 6-pack or 12-pack, Pacifico. Parties, margaritas, and shots. Shots when I'm having a good fucking time because I don't really do shots.
I don't know. It's because I don't drink enough to like have like a sense of it. I'm not sure because like most people they'll stage into like because like I only started drinking because this girl like made me drink with her once last year, literally last year I started drinking. So right now I'm still at like I've only drank like 5 times probably like 5-6 times. So like I'm still getting like the max effect from it. But I feel like some people are just so used to it when they do it. And I feel like I never want to get like that. That's why I don't drink like that.
You know what? As honestly, as somebody that drinks a lot, like well, not a lot, but like a good amount. One thing I notice is when it comes to drinking, you never like with like smoking, you can get used to it. You don't get as high anymore. You need stronger stuff eventually. But when it comes to drinking, if you drink something that's moderately strong, like 15% even, like a Four Loko, Buzzball, whatever, as long as you drink enough, and I noticed my tolerance hasn't really changed. If anything, it's actually gone down the lesser I've gone in weight because I've been dropping weight. I've actually, I'm at 159. I'm keeping a solid
You're at
160.
161. Now you're not dropping weight, but you just took a shit and you lost 2 pounds.
No. I was up at 175 originally. I was up at 175, 180.
Really? You went that high?
Yeah, I was up there. That's why, like, I was up there. I was about the highest I reached was like 182.
Fuck.
Bro.
And so that's why when I say I lost weight, I lost it over the months, obviously.
Pero,
like,
that's the way right.
Look, on the one night, you nigga, we looking swole though. Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I miss about being bigger. When you have a little bit more
that's what I'm
meat on
telling
you.
Like I think I'm feeling into my body, bro. I'm not really like getting fatter. But like what I was gonna chip in with, I think with weed, the more you do it, the more you need to get high. I think with alcohol, the more you do it, the more you get addicted. So the more you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You don't really build a tolerance. You just fucking want to do it more.
No, yeah, I like as somebody that, I mean, I kind of tried a lot of different things. No, but I'm saying like I have the knowledge to tell you like from smoking, that's just really not addicting. It depends on who you are as a person. No, but that's what I'm saying. It depends on who you are as a person. Like for me, when it comes to smoking, I can quit any day. I will say that drinking is harder to, just because not only is it more normalized in society, so there's more opportunities to drink, but it's like that, you know?
I'm alcoholic, bro. It tastes like shit, and I always fucking throw up. I'll get like the hour and a half of happiness, but then after, nigga, it's just throwing up.
I'm laughing because there's a movie called Half Baked with Dave Chappelle. And there's a scene where he's like, I'm addicted to marijuana. Y lo separa un güey, le hace, marijuana ain't a drug. He's like, y lo hace Dave Chappelle, it is. He's like, y lo hace el guy, le hace, have you ever sucked dick for marijuana? He's like, no. He's like, sit the fuck down. Anyway, we got off a little bit of the topic, but let's bring it back. Obviously, this one bugged me with the Lara thing. What they should have done, they should have canceled the Ramos versus Mosley, and they should have had Ramos face Lara.
See, you know what? I seen a comment saying exactly that, but The comment I saw, they brought up a good point of just contracts, legal binding. You know, just getting out of that for Mosley to step aside because he has not had a great career.
Nah.
Let's have Dixon
Did
talk.
y'all not see the shit that happened the morning? Like, that nigga popped for PEDs, right? If they waited one more day, the dude that, what's his name was going to fight Pop. Fucking,
Elijah. The Elijah guy.
Elijah Garcia, 160, one top prospect. You know he's been getting his fucking ass whooped and gifted wins. Right there, the fight right there. I'd rather see that than fucking the other dude. His last win was at fucking 147, and he's fighting at 160 for a belt.
Hey, but that guy, I didn't hear his fights or anything or highlights, but I saw his record. He has a good knockout ratio, no?
Dude, he can fucking hit. Bro, I'm telling you, he beat Jared Hurd. They gifted Jared Hurd the win.
Yeah. I didn't get the chance really to watch
the
any
thing
of his
about
fights.
him is the reason why he's fucking why they gave him the contract. He's ready to work 24/7. So I'm telling you, nigga, work powerhouse, bro. Like I've seen him spar, bro. He just nonstop just fucking throws, and he throws long, hard shots. But look, the thing is, that style, like I'll say, brawlers are never gonna win against boxers. I'll just say that.
I mean, there's always that puncher's chance, though. That's the thing.
Say some people, they're just too sharp to fight. Fucking just dumb brawlers. Like they're gonna jump into false shit. They're gonna fall into some shit. Having your chin over your front knee and doing all this shit is gonna get you caught, especially against a Lara fighter.
But Lara is older.
I
was gonna say, how do you guys feel about him fighting so old?
His knockout rate went up. His last 5 fights are all knockouts.
That is true. I'm not gonna lie. You're not wrong on that. The thing is that Father Time is undefeated, bro. Y ya cuando toca, like he's fucking 42. I think he's 42. And Cubans lie about their fucking age. Don't get me wrong, Angel. I'm sorry, but once you start looking like a prune, you're gonna be like, nah, I'm 30. And when you motherfucker, you're gonna be looking 50 and shit. Cubans literally lie about their age. You got fucking Luis Ortiz saying that he was 42 when motherfucker looked like 50 and shit. But yes, at that age of 40 and still fighting top notch high level, that's good. But have you really fought the high level guys at 160 though?
Well, that's the thing. 160 has been dead for a minute now.
I was about to say
that. Left since all those big names left.
We need guys like Angel and freaking Kizzy in that division running it.
Kizzy, nah.
That's gonna be your next amateur bout right there.
Bro, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
It's bound to.
You guys are
gotta make the weight work and everything.
No, look.
Look, I think 100% happen because I hang around 155, 165. He fights 165.
Oh, so he's not okay. So he's not fighting at 160 then.
Not fighting at 160. There is no 160.
Oh, so amateur is a little bit different then.
Amateur is 154, 165.
Okay.
So he has to drop 11 pounds if he wants to go to another level.
And you're fighting at 154.
154 and 165. I've been up to 165 for 2 fights.
If
I've had 2 at 165 and only 1 at 155.
That's what I'm saying. 165.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he sticks at 165, the fight is possible. You guys are both in Vegas, bro.
140. He's gonna die of the hydration.
There's no way that we can go to. He's too big.
I'm gonna be honest. I saw him in person, and there's no way he even makes it to 147.
Yeah,
I struggled to get down below 160, and I was way skinnier than him.
Yeah, I've seen your videos when you have sent them when you're fucking like 18. It was un pinche palo. Like you can tell that you're not flabby, you're not thick, and some fools are just like big. You know, like they're just fucking big. Like me, I can right now that I'm older, I can possibly get down to 160 if I really try. But I'm not gonna try because I like my beer and I like my food, and I'm old already. I don't need to look good for anyone. So as long as I'm happy with my food and beer, I'm like I don't need to cut weight. But you guys that are young and are looking into that, yes, I'm like it's really hard for someone to go all the way down.
Well, look, this is the crazy part. So I dropped from 175 to 160 just eating healthier and not eating out without even working out. I haven't worked out in a minute. I haven't worked out in months, and I lost about 15 pounds just eating healthier. So kind of gauges where my natural weight really lies. Like if I was to start working out, obviously I would gain some muscle weight, but I would probably drop easily to 154, 147. And
Yeah.
even though I'm tall, I'm just
Why
super
the fuck is
skinny.
why is he saying weight divisions like he fights?
Don't be mean. Don't be mean, Dixon.
Yeah, fucking Daryl Dixon.
Keep talking, Scorpio. Don't listen to this fucker.
Well, that's all I have to say, really.
He got his bottom. He's like, this motherfucker.
No, I just want to make that point, just to like, just for like a reference to Keezy, just his size difference compared to mine. Like
Yes.
that's easy for me. Him, on the other hand, I've seen him in person and I've actually like sized him up. There's no way he makes that weight without harming himself.
And what's it called? And not even just Keezy. We're talking about overall any guy who's like a 6-footer who's on the 190 side.
Yeah, I can probably move
It's really hard to come down to 140.
Yeah.
140. Yeah, no, I'll die.
When you said Scorpio, when you said about eating healthy, when I went on my little weight loss thing for 6 weeks, I ate healthy. I got sick though because I wasn't used to eating healthy, so I needed my protein and all that. I did lose 6 pounds though on 1 month and a half of not even working out, just eating healthy. So I do believe that if you just eat healthy, you can actually lose about 4 pounds a month.
Yeah. Well, that's like about what I did over like probably the past 3 months. I've been eating just kind of. Obviously, I've had a few cheat days and everything. I've ate out a couple of days, but mostly I've been staying strict to home cooked meals, healthy, and even if it is something more unhealthy, it's at least more healthy because it's cooked at home. You know?
And that's where I was gonna go with my point that when it comes to Pitbull Cruz, Zurdo, Navarrete, these motherfuckers look like my tios who are they don't look well. Navarrete and Zurdo look lethargic. Pitbull no tanto. But I'm like, if you guys just eat healthy, I'm like, you guys can make those weights on the lower classes where you should belong. Like Navarrete has been looking very, very sluggish at 130. And that's why he tried to move up. What's up?
I know he drank a soda at the weigh-in for 135.
And then you have a guy like a Pitbull Cruz who's at 140 who technically should be at 130 because he's a small fucking guy. I'm like even at 135, your power looked good against C+ level guys, B-. I'm like, as soon as you stepped it up a level, I'm like, you lost your power. And then you move to 140. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it looks like he has power, but it doesn't. And that's where I keep looking at this fight. I'm like, Roach is moving up. He looked great against Tank. Pitbull didn't get knocked out by Tank. Pitbull's coming off of a war with Fierro. In a war with who he fought with? This last fight cuando peleó on the undercard de Pacquiao. He looked okay, but I don't know. I think that's it for Pitbull. He's not gonna win another belt again. He's not. He's looking bad. He's looking bad real quick.
It's not mentionable. They're starting to get exposed by boxers because it's like it gets to a level, and then like that 140, they're pretty tall. They could get to like 5'10", 5'11". That's where he struggles to get up to the chin.
Yes,
like when he stopped. Even the sloppy ass fight with the Cabrera dude he had, that was a bad fight. That was a horrible.
Yes, fight. I had him losing.
Yeah, I had him losing, even though the other dude didn't do shit. Like I had him surprisingly up.
¿Cómo se llama? At 140, if I wanted to see an exciting fight where you're gonna go toe to toe, I think the closest one would have been fucking Teofimo and Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias for sure. Maybe a Regis y Teofimo, but Teofimo does like to box, so I can see Teofimo boxing him like nothing.
He might have knocked out Regis.
What's up?
Tio would have knocked out Regis.
No, but I'm talking about people facing them. Like someone that stands in front of him, like Matias, Regis. And because Regis struggled with Jojo Diaz, I do think Pitbull can knock him out now. Regis. What the hell is that? Popcorn? O pedos. So yes, right now it's true. The question I have for you guys: does Roach box them? Does he box Pitbull, or is he gonna want to stand and train and make a stand?
Honestly, I think he could do exactly what he did with the Tank fight. Kind of in the pocket, counter punching, staying very defensively smart. Because I don't think Roach has a bad enough chin to fall to Pitbull. I don't think Pitbull has power at 140. I think he has power for the people with weak chins, the people who are maybe C level to D level and lower. But I don't think he
Yes.
has. I won't say Lamont Roach is maybe like an A plus plus, but I think he is at least like a B plus to A.
Yes. But okay, so for me, he's a B plus at 130, and he showed that he's still a B level at 135 against Tank, right? Because Tank supostamente he's supposed to be an A fighter, and for him to beat the A fighter, that's telling me that you're still a B plus. I'm like, I don't know where you are at 140 because this is your fight, but because I know where I have Pitbull and I have him as a C plus B minus guy, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't. I'm struggling with the fight, but I'm leaning towards Roach. I am leaning towards Roach more than when they first announced it. When they first announced it, I said Pitbull by knockout.
All right, I'm back. My bad. Hold on.
That's okay.
All right, what was the question?
No. I was saying, do you think Roach is gonna stand and trade, or do you think he's gonna box him?
I think he's gonna box him, but not in the way you guys think. I think he's not gonna like flip on in and up, try to box him. I think he's gonna stay in there, try to get angles off, and find a way to hit Pitbull Cruz hard off of like one of his big shots. So I think he'll box him, but not in like a Floyd Mayweather way. I'll say he's gonna like stand there and fight him. Yeah, I'll say
you're saying something
exactly
like what Haney was doing with Norman in the first rounds.
Yeah, like probably like the first 3 rounds.
Okay.
I think because it'll heat up from the start. Because Pitbull Cruz is gonna come out 0 to 100 from the fucking start. He already knows. First, he doesn't even jab. There is no fucking first round just finding out jabs with Pitbull Cruz. Boom, boom. That's parts of Pitbull Cruz style. And if they have no power, it's easy. But if they have power, man, it's hard every fucking round.
Yes, and what's it called? And that when Scorpio right now said the Pitbull doesn't have like a B level power, that he has like B minus level, C plus, or something below that. I'm like, that's where I'm thinking. I'm like, will this third weight class for Roach affect Roach, or will it help him? Because I know that he has the height advantage. He's gonna have the reach advantage. He's a way better boxer, like boxer overall. I'm like, will his chin sustain against a pressuring guy? Because I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Jamal Herring drop him?
Yeah, he did. And what I'm thinking is, honestly, what was keeping Roach in 130? Because I feel like he was like fucking squeezing himself down to make 130. He's a big dude. So he was squeezing himself down to make 130 because he felt like he couldn't compete with the 135ers, right? He stepped up to Tank, fell 135, and he knew he can compete with them. So now he just goes fucking crazy. He doesn't have to fucking do the crazy weight cuts. So I just thinking he was really letting himself down with the weight cuts at 130. Like, it was really like taking back from his performances just because he thought he couldn't perform at 135.
Okay. Now, does he win?
I say yeah, he wins. I'd say as much as I love Mexicans, if it's not a boxer puncher, if it's just a brawler type Mexican, they're not gonna beat a boxer at the highest level. Because at the highest level, a highest level brawler is highest level brawler is not going to beat the highest level boxer.
Yes, because even if you think about it, a lot of people say Julio Cesar Chavez was a brawler. I'm like, no, he wasn't. Julio Cesar Chavez had a freaking jab. He had a double jab. I'm like,
then he
had hooks to the body, hooks upstairs. I'm like, he had everything. I'm like, he's not just a fucking brawler. I'm like, even me that I like Cepeda. I'm like, Cepeda has a fucking jab. I'm like, he throws fucking 100 punches, but he throws a fucking jab. And what's up, Scorpio?
Oh,
I thought you said something.
Mm-hmm.
No, but after this fight, if I can get Cepeda versus Pitbull, please give it to me. Please give me that fucking fight.
Matias versus Pitbull. That's all.
Or Matias versus Pitbull.
The Pena versus Matias would be family.
I don't think Cepeda can withstand the power. And I'm a Cepeda guy, bro. I'm a Cepeda guy. But that would be a banger, but I don't think he sustains the power.
It literally be like him fighting him, but with more pop. Hella dangerous pop.
See,
Pop.
and if you look at Pitbull, his big ass fucking dome, like está bien fuerte el güey de su big ass dome. So I think he can sustain the punches. But lately, because of what I've been seeing in his fights, that he's been looking more worse every single time when he goes to war. I'm like, I don't know, Pitbull. I think this is it. I think you're gonna get knocked out. And maybe we're 2 fights away from him getting knocked out.
No, bro. He did not get knocked. Fucking rock by
I can see
not
that.
rock by Rayo, but not Fierro.
No, I'm not.
Rocked by Fierro. I said.
No, the fuck he did not, dude. He fucking
Fierro rocked him. Fierro rocked
Fierro
him.
rocked the
No, he
fuck out
didn't
of
either.
him.
One
He
second.
fucking hurt the
No,
fuck out of
nigga,
Pitbull.
I
Pitbull
just think, honestly, you never see Pitbull Cruz's head fucking move that much that you think it rocked him, bro. That's probably the first time you've seen Pitbull Cruz's head move from fucking right here. That's probably the first time. That shit did not rock him.
Well, at least from what I'm seeing is that when he goes to war, it seems like he's leaving an ounce of his soul out there. Like he's leaving a blood out there. He's leaving his bones, his sweat. That every time he goes to another war, a little bit takes out of himself. On the Pac-Man fight, the guy that was his late replacement, he also gave him a war, and he was having a hard time. That's what I'm saying. I think he's 2 to 3 fights. What is this?
Conor Benn declined IBF title against Louis Crocker.
Well, he's waiting for the Ryan.
For the money, I get it, but it's a fucking title.
Yeah, the whole point of
boxing. He's waiting for the
title.
WBC for Barrios and Ryan. He's the mandatory for the.
Bro, he could make that a unification in fucking next year.
Yeah, but it's a safety spot.
Honestly,
we all know Ryan's gonna run through Barrios. Imagine the payday for Ryan. He's gonna bring in millions from Ryan. Why would he take some fight with some bum for a couple $100,000?
Watch. I said this earlier. Before I actually say this, what I said earlier. Angel, you got Cruz or Roach? Roach. Scorpio, Roach or Pitbull?
Yeah, Roach.
I'm gonna go with Roach. I'm still like very iffy about it, but like I said, originally I did have Pitbull by knockout, but now I have moved the tide and I'm going the Roach way. This is what I said earlier. Next year, around Cinco de Mayo weekend, once Ryan destroys fucking Mario ass Barrios, and he goes against Connor Eggs, Cinco de Mayo, Madison Square Garden.
It's not gonna
Ryan versus Connor. The coming event should be Shiraz versus Mbili. No what? A ver, no, ¿por qué?
It's not gonna happen. Just the interest not gonna be there. He's gonna want a rematch. It's gonna be the rematch. He's not gonna fight Ben. So that's what I'm saying. Ben should take the opportunity to get a belt so it could be a better fight. Make Ryan want to get the fight more because the unification fight.
Well, this is the thing, because he's the mandatory after this fight. Because Barrios was the last mandatory, I believe. He hasn't fought a mandatory, so because he fought Abel Ramos and then he fought Pac-Man. So basically, the fight is mandated a actual fight. Like there hasn't been a mandatory spot for that fight. So if Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn put their eggs on, like if they get those eggs, the PEDs, and they put them on, and they basically say, no, you fight me or you drop the belt, they'll fucking do it. Because technically, they are owned, and they know that Conor can bring in money in the UK. So basically, the WBC would be okay with stripping Ryan. That's what I'm saying. Madison Square Garden, you're gonna get all that UK people going from fucking England to New York, and then you got all those West Coast people, Mexicanos, and fucking New York, the Latinos, going to Madison Square Garden, and then you got yourself a big ass fight in Madison Square Garden, 20,000 people. Easily, and then you put a Shiraz and Billy on the undercard, and then just give me a
Ryan Garcia fight in the match.
What's up? You don't see it?
I think they put in like fucking.
I see it. I see it. I do see it. I just don't know if it happens on the Cinco de Mayo weekend because that's Zurdo and Benavides right now. So they might just move it.
I mean, they could undercard it. Who knows? Turkey gets
No,
involved.
different promoters. Oh no, that's Golden Boy. You're right.
Yeah,
No, but Benavides deserves his main event already. He deserves his main event. You can't do that to him.
true.
He,
'Cause Ryan
yeah,
Garcia.
like Zurdo does his own main events already. Benavides does his own thing. So
No, I'm saying, what if this shit turns into a turkey fight?
I know that what's his face. I know that Benavides does not want to do Turkey, and I know that Golden Boy does not want to work with Turkey either. So that Ryan versus Connor, that's gonna be Golden Boy and Matchroom. So expect something like that. Expect maybe like a Golden Boy versus Matchroom card on Madison Square Garden or in Las Vegas. If
No,
that
it's gonna
happens,
be
if
Las
it comes
Vegas.
down to that.
It's gonna be Las Vegas.
And it should be a good fight. It should be a good. It should like we know the Barrios fight. We're gonna see it. My boy Richie keeps saying, "Oh, Mario Barrios." Like, bro, Mario Barrios. No, Mario Barrios is ass, and that's what he is. He's just ass.
Chupan.
Any final thoughts to this to this boxing weekend? The only fight that I was excited about is off now, so I don't know, man. And this is
What do we not cover? Shane Mosley Jr. versus.
no, yeah, we covered everything. We covered everything, and we all got probably Ramos knocking out Mosley, right?
No, I didn't say anything about that. But
Oh
yeah,
no, we didn't touch on it. We just said that they should. Yeah, you're right. What do you got on that?
Yeah, Ramos. Yeah. Shane Mosley's none.
He's not it. He's a good gatekeeper.
Yeah, that's about it. He just doesn't have like the thing that pushes him to over excel.
That's a good tune-up for Ramos when he fights Adames.
True.
That's basically it.
Adames just got ordered to fight some random ass.
Yeah.
So,
And that fight might happen or it might not. You know how PBC works. Sometimes they give you fights and sometimes they don't.
Do you think they strip? Well, how come they haven't stripped Janibek of his belts if he has PBC?
If they strip Janibek is moving up.
Yeah.
As he should. And that only makes it better for Janibek at 168 because 168 still has Steven Nelson. They have Diego Pacheco, Christian Mabili, Lester Martinez, Hamza Shiraz, Bam Langa.
He's going to get a belt at 160. That nigga's good.
What's up?
You know who Yaneli Hernandez is?
Yoneli there. Yeah, the Cuban kid. No, Cuban or Puerto Rican? Cuban, yes. I seen some of his fights. He should. If those belts get dropped, he should be able to get one.
I haven't beaten Lara.
Yes. Es que Lara ya está viejo, güey. I'm telling you, Lara's a little bit older. He's on the older side. So.
Man, Rigondeaux was kicking it afterward.
What's up?
Rigondeaux was kicking it afterward.
Rigondeaux got his fucking eyes poked out by a fucking fried egg, way. That shit exploded on his face, hot oil, and he had to go to the ER.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's why he kind of retired for like 2 years. Where's Scorpio? You still there?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's still been
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on this weekend?
Honestly, no. I got Ramos knocking out Mosley. I mean, Mosley, like you said, is just a great gatekeeper, but that's it.
You know, when you told me about the contracts and all, it didn't click my head, but I was like, well, they should have moved Ramos con Lara, Elijah Garcia with Mosley.
I mean, it would have been good. It would have been good, but I think probably just going through the legal process of changing the contracts and everything was probably just not something they wanted to do.
That and one's a title fight and the other one's an eliminator fight. So I'm pretty sure the contracts are more like más to a T.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like going through the whole legal process of actually changing that and making everything proper, I think is probably just too much. I mean, they could do it, obviously, but they probably just don't want to.
And just in case we don't talk about, if I don't do a podcast by the end of the year, a boxing one, Jake Paul, AJ. Do you think it's a real fight? Or do you think AJ sold his soul?
AJ probably sold out.
AJ sold out?
It's his back end of his career.
I think he sold out to still beat his ass, but like maybe not kill that man.
All right. ¿Y tú, Scorpio?
I could see that too. I could I think he sold out to the degree that he's just getting one last paycheck. So
But
that
this is
doesn't
the
mean
thing.
he's sold out to the degree that he's gonna throw the fight and take a dive or anything like that. I think he might actually try, and I think he'll probably hurt Jake Paul, but he'll probably go easy on him.
So you think he's gonna pull his punches?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he'll knock him out, but I think he won't kill the dude. Like I
Okay.
think he won't go out. He'll go out there, outclass him and beat his ass, knock him down and all that shit. But I think he won't go out there and act like he's fighting a Usyk or some shit.
Because you got to remember, Turkey did say that they have two big fights for him in next year. So one of them's got to be Fury, and if he has that big fight planned for him, he can sell his another loss. Um, I don't think AJ's overrated when they put him on that list. I don't think he's selling out. What I could see is maybe a decision by him selling out like that. Like, oh, I couldn't knock him out. When in reality, we're like, yeah, that's bullshit. You can knock this fool
Yeah,
out in one round.
if he can knock out Helenius, he can knock out.
What's up?
If he knocked out Helenius a couple fights ago, he's gonna knock out Jake Paul. If not, he sold out.
Yeah. Hellenius
Jake
he
Paul
knocked
is
him
not
out in
harder
what,
to
2
knock
rounds?
out
No,
than
no,
Helenius.
8 rounds. He knocked out Ngannou in 2.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. If he doesn't knock out Jake faster than fucking Ngannou, he got paid.
okay, yeah, for sure. Well, anyways, guys, if I do another one by the end of the year, I'll let you know. Even if it's just a fun one, not even about boxing, and we can
You can
just
do
chit
one
chat,
about
talk
the
about
night of
beer,
the
talk
samurai.
about whatever it is. What was that?
You can do one about the night of the samurai and the Jake Paul shit, like the aftermath.
Night of the Samurai. What the fuck is that? Like anime?
Are you stupid when No Way fights?
Oh yeah, well yes. If I get a chance, because my December schedule is stacked with me going out of the city, so I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna have a lot of pre-recorded videos, but I'm not gonna be doing a lot of these ones. But if I have a week right before the fight, because I know it's on December 31st, if I recall the fight, like maybe I can squeeze in like on a Sunday night or like a Monday night. But I know that I'll be busy. So, but I'll let you guys know if we can get that card out. We can get that card out. That's just funny. Night of the Samurai. I didn't even know it was called like that. I thought it was an anime. Anyway, you guys have a good night, broskies.
All right, you too.
Peace out.
Bye.
As you can see, we have different decisions. Not all decisions, right? We all have Fulton. One has it cleaner, closer. The other one has it like a because of the experience. He's gonna win. Same thing with me. We all have Ramos. We all have Lara. And then, of course, the Pitbull cruise. It's not that he's not great or good. It's just he's just a hooker, and he's fighting a pretty good pure boxer or a better boxer overall, and that's why we have it like that. Hopefully, it's a great fight. Will I see it? Hopefully, I get a chance to see it and watch the whole thing. But let's just go with that. As for the butt stripping, I'm only excited because we might be getting Shiraz versus Billy. And if Bud releases all the other belts, we're gonna get more better fights, and that's what sometimes we need. We needed Canelo to lose, Crawford to release the belt, so that all this division they can start fighting because we can have amazing fights, and we should be get rid of this. Oh, we need to get rid of this old mentality, and let's have some fun. Anyways, people, you guys have a good night, good morning, and a good evening.